Welcome back, everybody. Everybody hates WikiLeaks, except when they're leaking stuff we really want to know about. Like, who are the 2,000 high-rolling Americans allegedly evading U.S. taxes by keeping their cash in numbered Swiss and other offshore bank accounts? And are big American banks helping these alleged tax cheats beat Uncle Sam? Nobody knows more about the inner workings of Wall Street than my next guest, Charlie Gasparino of Fox Business. Charlie, thanks for coming on. And are your tax problems keeping you awake?
Are tax problems keeping you awake at night?
That's him, David Selig, the familiar face, the well-known tax practitioner. But Charlie, I've got to talk to you about this Rudolf Elmer. He's a former manager of the Cayman Islands branch of a Swiss bank, and he gave WikiLeaks these CDs that allegedly have these 2,000 high-rolling Americans on them. And tax cheaters.
Alleged tax cheaters.
Alleged tax cheaters. And he says the banks know and the big boys know that money is being secreted away for tax evasion purposes and other things such as money laundering. And once you become part of senior management, you're part of the plot. First of all, do we have any idea who the 2,000 alleged tax cheaters are?
You get the feeling that it's huge because, you know, there's all sorts of talk. When you talk to really rich people, which I'm not, you know, but I do interview them from time to time, there's always talk among them about how to evade taxes. I mean, one reason why rich people buy municipal bonds is because it's a legal way to sort of circumvent taxes or triple tax-free. And so when you get to their level, if you can move stuff offshore, it sounds like a thing that they do. Doesn't it smell like it's real?
It does, and it absolutely is so irritating because you think if you have $1 billion, what's the difference in another 100 million?
Listen, when the financial crisis was occurring, these were people that weren't getting hit. They would skimp on bottles of wine. You know, they didn't care. They would skimp on tips to working class waiters. I've seen that happen before. So rich people are some of the most penny pinching types you've ever met.
Okay, now, David, do you advise these people, whoever they are, if they exist, and Charlie and I think, share the suspicion that they do exist, would you advise them to come forward and volunteer now and say, I'm one of them, I want to pay my taxes, and make a deal ahead of time anonymously for amnesty or something of the sort?
A lot of these people already did. This is the problem. The people who answered that were not the people the government envisioned. The majority of the people who came forward and essentially clogged the system were individuals who received inheritances from European family members, Holocaust restitution payments, any number of monies that came from tax-exempt transferences, and they were so concerned, the people who posed the least threat.
Wait, you're saying that the innocent people surrendered rather than the guilty people?
Well, this is what I want to tell you. The people who really came forward and jumped through all of the hoops really were not the people the government wanted. The government wanted the big earners who didn't report the money and didn't pay taxes.
That's why this is such a potentially huge story, because that's what you probably have here, right?
Maybe, and
it's all supposition.
maybe not.
We don't know. I mean, you're in this business, and you know, it's people that either legitimately want to shield wealth from taxes, and it's people that want to shield wealth because they attained it illegally.
But I just want, I've got to sum up, but isn't the whole system rotten? I mean, why do you have the Cayman Islands as a banking
Because
center?
you don't have a flat tax. I know you're not going to like that.
Where the Cayman Islands?
But here's the problem. If you're going to have
that should be the suntan oil capital, not the offshore banking.
Right. But if you're going to have a system in this country where the tax code is so absurd and so insane,
I agree to that.
You will find ways around it. You find loopholes, and this is one of the loopholes. You know, legitimately sometimes, illegitimately a lot of other times. So Julian Assange might be doing us all a public good.
I agree with that. But that, however ironic and however bitter that is to people who believe he may have done some treasonous things, I mean, he's Australian after all, I think that you can also say that if these people are really exposed, and nothing is more detestable when you have all these unemployed people and the deficit is so malignant than those who have enough to pay easily, and still they try to cheat the system. Anyway, I got to go. Charlie Gasparino, great. David Selig Associates. If you have a tax problem keeping you up at night, call him.
Not me, him.